Fantasy Philosophers is brought to you by fantasy-info.com.
There's only 2 players that I can think of that are still around in the NFL today that started in the season or before the season that me and my dad started playing fantasy football back in 1991. One of those players is John Kasay, the kicker for the Carolina Panthers, and the other one happens to be Brett Favre. I don't think Brett Favre is a human. I think he's actually a machine. I think that the only reason that he says he has surgeries is just to make people think he's human. Anyway, for a guy to last 20 years and play and never miss a game at a quarterback, that's unbelievable. And for 20 years to last as a kicker is still pretty good. Even though obviously a kicker playing and a quarterback, that's a whole different ballgame, horse of a whole different color, as they'd say in The Wizard of Oz. John Kasay now is getting older. It's starting to show up in his deep ball conversions. I believe he's not even taking kickoff opportunities. I don't know if he was doing it last year, but this year he's definitely not projected to be the kickoff man anymore. He's only made 1 field goal conversion each of the last 2 years from 50 plus, and that's something we're not used to seeing out of John. For a long time in his career, it seemed like he'd always get you at least from 3 from that point every season. Here we are towards the twilight of his career, and right now they may even bring in a kicker to, get some of when they start getting those bigger opportunities down the field, they start getting about 45 deep. For opportunities, they may even use a younger kicker. They may be bringing somebody in this summer. We'll find out more on that. If that does end up being the case, which is not, historically, that's not a stretch to say that something like that can happen. Remember, they were doing that in Baltimore with Matt Stover. They were using Steve Huska. I hope I said that name right. They were using him on the deep ball. And so, we've seen veterans have this kind of situation happen. If that does, that's really going to hurt John Kasay's value outside of the fact that he's already hurt because he doesn't have the strongest of legs anymore. If he does keep the job, and we're going to have to find out, then he's going to have more fantasy value. I wouldn't suggest that you draft him on draft day either way. We're going to have to see how he produces, and if the guy that you drafted, they're just struggling, that team's not getting it done for whatever reason, then this is a guy that you may want to look to. He's been, as far as on the shorter stuff, he's reliable. He should be good. But as far as the long ones go, we'll just have to see. I don't think you can expect him to get too many of those for you. And if you're in a league that gives those inflated points for those longer kicks, then that's definitely something that you want out of your kicker.
For more fantasy football information, go to fantasy-info.com and sign up for our free e-newsletter. Good luck in your 2010 Fantasy Football League. As an added bonus, the Fantasy Info guys will include their 5 secret tips for success in fantasy football.